Hello, this is Stephen and Jennifer with Iowa Backyard Farmer coming to talk with you today about container gardening for peppers.
One of my favorite categories. We actually, believe it or not, grow a lot of things in containers. We have kind of a standard suburban backyard, and we have some grow boxes and some raised beds, but we have a lot of containers, and peppers do really well.
Yeah, most of the peppers that we grow in some type of containers. We do a few in the raised beds, but for the most part, we are in containers.
Yeah, and one of the ideas on this that we learned last year is that peppers have kind of a fun season, and we want to be able to portable move those at the end of the season into our greenhouses and be able to get a little bit more season off of them. So it's a sneaky side quest.
Yeah, so that certainly makes it easier. And if you don't want to move stuff into your greenhouse, you could actually grow even smaller ones in containers and have them inside your house.
Even better.
Actually, even all winter long or all summer long.
That would be a fun goal.
Yeah.
But that would take a pretty big pot, don't you think?
Well, depends on what you have. And so as we look at peppers that you can grow in containers, number one, you can grow everything in containers if it's the right size of container. But let's start on the small side. So did you know that you can grow peppers in as small as little 8-inch containers?
Well,
but not everything.
Not everything. What can you grow in an 8-inch container?
Yeah, so this last year we trialed a series. There's an overall series called Kitchen Minis that Pan American Seed has developed, and I think they're still adding to it because we can't even get seeds of everything yet. But on the sweeter side, they have what we call it, the Fresh Bite series.
Yeah.
Little snacking peppers.
Yeah, and they're little. They only grow, what did you say, 18 inches tall?
So I don't even know if they're that tall.
Even
12,
that tall?
12 to 14
inches. We put those in the top row of my green stock last summer, and it was perfect. I mean, they were the perfect height.
Yeah, so you can grow those in 8-inch containers. There's a Fresh Bites red, orange, and yellow. So if you like snack peppers, get the entire series.
Yeah, this would be my pick if you were trying to get that fresh bell flavor and peppers. I would do this over even the regular standard bells if you were looking to do that in containers. So they'll be more productive.
Yeah. So those are fantastic for a sweet one, but they also have added to that series some with some heat. And quite frankly, I'm a fan of the name. So Kitchen Minis.
You just thought these were cute. They're Kitchen Minis and they have fun names. What are the fun names on my hot peppers?
So, and these three we have not tried yet, but I would recommend trying it. So we will trial them this summer.
Is this because I said I was out of room in the backyard?
Yeah, we'll just now you can grow them inside
or front porch.
Yeah. So, but for those with a little bit of heat, they've got one called Hot Burrito.
That's cute.
And it's about 3,000 to 6,000 Scoville heat units, so about the same heat as a jalapeno.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a jalapeno, but if you want a little spicy dish, that would be that's a teeny plant.
Yeah. The next one on their series is Hot Fajita.
That's cute.
And that one's quite a bit hotter, around 70,000 Scoville heat units. So
you said that so casually. We went from 3,000 to 70,000. Maybe keep that one away from your toddler.
So that's what, 15 times the heat of a jalapeno. So
you won't need any other hot peppers all season.
Little plant will go a long ways for that one. And then they've got another one called Taquito, which is, I think, probably similar heat, little different size peppers, but all of those you can grow literally in a little 8-inch container. And whether you want to grow them outside or on your patio, or if you've got a grow light on the inside, or if you happen to have a windowsill that points the right direction, gets a lot of light,
or like a sunroom or something.
Yeah.
That could be really fun and not take up very much space.
Yeah. So if we move up a little bit for container size, let's look at the 1 gallon, which is kind of about the size of a lot of our hanging baskets.
Yeah, that's still a pretty small container, but the hanging baskets is a great way to go if you have like a porch or a railing or something, and you don't have a lot of floor space to say. I like a hanging basket. What can I grow in my hanging basket?
Yeah, so once we get to that 1 gallon size, I would consider the Sweetie series. Ooh. So we talked about Fresh Bites earlier. Sweetie series for about the 1 gallon containers. And kind of similar, there's a red, there's a yellow, there's an orange, and we trialed those this last
And they
year.
were good. They were really good. Again, I had those all in my green stock because we trialed them all together, but they do just fine in a little pot or a little planter on your patio, and they were delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, if we add a little bit of heat to peppers that are that size, Pot-a-peño is one we've grown for several years. And that's basically a jalapeno that's in a little miniature sized plant.
Yeah, and that one is a little bit more mild and milder still because you're going to be watering it when it's hot, and so it is not a powerful jalapeno.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good. It's good, and we used that. It came on pretty early, and it was really pretty abundant, and so that was kind of fun to have that one early.
Yeah. Another one about the same size is Biquinho yellow.
Yeah. That's fun.
That's a.
I have that one growing back here already. It wasn't even on the list because we've grown it a couple of years, and Steven's like, "We'll try something else," and I was like, "Oh, but I snuck it in."
Yeah.
So I'm glad we have a plant. I have a plant now. They have a red one and a yellow one, and they're adorable. They're really fun to grow, and a little spice to them. The Brazilian pepper.
Yep. And those, some people call them sweaty drops or little kiss, or
it's got a little pointy beak on it.
Yeah. And so has a little bit of a sweet flavor, then you got hit with a little bit of heat, and then it backs away really quick.
Yeah.
So that's a real fun one.
They're really fun. I like those. And they're beautiful. It's kind of ornamental too. It's which a pot should be if it's going to do anything.
That's true. Yeah. So no issues growing those in a 1 gallon pot because they just don't get all that
very big. They don't.
And the last one that I'd recommend for a 1 gallon pot is the hot Thai pepper.
Yeah. Again, ornamental, teeny tiny little peppers. It's kind of like our Bolivian rainbow pepper where, you know, it's very ornamental, but these are pretty fiery, really good culinary peppers.
Yeah. 50,000 to 100,000 Scoville heat units. So there is some heat there.
And good flavor. And good flavor. Maybe don't let the kids eat it. But,
so those are the ones that I would grow in a 1 gallon pot. So really anything that's kind of a small bushy type of pepper you could probably get away with in a 1 gallon pot.
So most of these are going to only grow to be like 12 to 14 inches. They're not going to ever overwhelm a little pot.
Yeah. So, but beyond that, honestly, you can grow pretty much, I think, any other kind of pepper in like a 5 gallon container. I don't see any restrictions there. Even if you had like a bucket that's a 3.5 gallons, a little bit shorter, I don't see any restrictions.
Yeah, we grew all of our paprika peppers. If you saw that video, all of those were grown in 5 gallon buckets. And they were fine. The nice thing about peppers is that they don't mind their neighbors as much as some other plants do. So some other plants feel like you're hugging my son or something, and they're like, oh, we don't want to grow this close together. Peppers make good neighbors.
Yeah, peppers don't have that issue.
They don't have a problem. And so we did, you know, we're going to do one pepper of each of these in those 1 gallon pots. And in the 5 gallon pots, I was only doing like 1, maybe 2 peppers in a 5 gallon pot. But when I got to my 14 gallon pots, I was doing 3 to 4 peppers.
Yeah. So if we kind of go through the different sizes that we normally grow in. So the 5 gallon container, no issues with 1 big plant, 2 little small plants if you've got those. Our 7 gallon containers, no issues growing 2 peppers in each of those. And once we get up to that 14 gallon container size, we're 3 or 4 in each of those. We just put a big, give it some structure on the outside so nothing flops out. But,
and they just went to town. So peppers are a really fun thing to grow in a pot, and they, like you said, that if you have them in a portable situation, they'll actually last a really long time if you can keep them from getting cold. Yeah,
the key things though when we're growing in containers is make sure they have enough moisture.
Consistent moisture.
Yeah, and so the way we have it set up is we have ours on a timed little drip system basically that gives them a little bit of water every day. I know some people will push back and say, well, you shouldn't water every single day. You'll get bigger roots if you don't. I'm not eating the roots, and so I'm just fine giving them a little bit of water every day.
And in a pot, especially those 8-inch 1 gallon pots, they'll dry out and it'll be sad.
Yeah, so we water them every day, just a little bit, and we fertilize them fairly often because
you want to be really consistent because those nutrients, a lot of them are water soluble. They'll come right out. People who grow in containers who aren't taking care of this are going to end up with blossom end rot even on peppers. And you'll have some nutritional deficiencies that are I think insects and things can tell when your plant is stressed. I never have problems with bugs unless my plants are stressed. So take care of them and they'll grow well.
Yeah. So we are curious, what types of peppers do you grow in containers? Post those down in the comments, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.